Hey everybody, it's Jordan Cameron back with another video today. Today we're going to expand upon our idea of the biggest crypto move up in the history of crypto, followed by the biggest bubble crash in the history of crypto. And we're going to look at it from the altcoin perspective, right? We're going to take a look at some really cool charts today, combine a couple of altcoins divided by Bitcoin, and see if we can find any patterns that point to the things we've been talking about with total market cap, right? And seeing total market cap move up to that 4236 Fibonacci level, just like it did back over here in 2021. And from the altcoin perspective, right? What would that mean for the altcoins, right? Especially the utility altcoins, as we've been discussing on this channel for many months now, that ever since Trump won the election, we expect utility altcoins to outperform the rest of the market, right? So if you enjoyed today's video, let's jump on into it. So obviously, first of all, if you guys haven't, caught the last couple of videos, we've been discussing how I expect total market cap to once again bounce off this 50-day or 50-week moving average, just like we saw back over here in September 2023, September 2024, and again here in 2025. I'm expecting this to bounce, and as everyone's kind of giving up on crypto, everyone's kind of getting scared, and I look at a lot of the sentiment surveys out there, a lot of people getting scared of the market, and that's typically what you see at this 50-week moving average, typically in these pullbacks. So here we are again. I'm expecting a bounce, but I don't want to talk about too much about this today. I want to talk about kind of how we can see some of these altcoins get moves up against Bitcoin, right? Because obviously we know that this cycle has been very much Bitcoin driven. What's gotten this total market cap up to above all-time highs and now retesting all-time highs has really been Bitcoin driven, right? We've seen altcoins move up, right? We've seen Solana come up, make a slight new all-time high. We've seen XRP come up, make a slight new all-time high. But what's going to get the rest of the market kind of moving, and how we see that typical altcoin run that we've seen in the post-election years in the past, all right? And we're going to talk about that today. So let's first of all just recap, right, our stablecoin dominance chart and how we are expecting this to reject off the 8 to 9% level, and how this move right here up at this resistance, we are seeing this slight move down. Now we could come back up and retest back up in this region, but we're expecting this down move on stablecoin dominance, forming this bigger Wyckoff accumulation structure, to be what takes total market cap to move up to this 10 trillion point, to get everyone believing in crypto, everyone believing that crypto will change the world before the biggest crash in history, as everyone piles into the highs, just like every single cycle, okay? Now, with this comes some expectation that if you get a lot of hype in the market, you're gonna see altcoins run. And I was poking through a lot of charts today and just kind of, looking around and kind of going along with my thesis of seeing total market cap move up to that 10 trillion point. And obviously Bitcoin is going to be a big part of that. I do expect Bitcoin to come up, also bounce off its 50-week moving average band like it has in the past, and actually come up and make new highs. But it's not going to be only Bitcoin that gets this. If we see this move up to the 4236 Fibonacci, it is not going to be only Bitcoin driven. I do believe a lot of that is going to be the altcoin market, and that's where a lot of the fun is going to be for the rest of this cycle. And a lot of it goes into the utility coins. Now, I want to stress this, and a lot of people have not picked up on this, but right here is a chart of kind of the four biggest, I guess, besides H-bar. I took H-bar off this list just because if you add H-bar, it gets rid of some of the data here. But we have XRP plus ADA plus Link plus XLM divided by Bitcoin. That's what this chart is right here, all right? And I want to go over a few things. Now, what I want to point out is the date that Trump won the election, you can see a shift, right? What was that shift? Trump won the election, okay? And ever since then, you've seen utility coins, or utility altcoins, or altcoins that have speculation to be utility, outperform Bitcoin and, a lot of what was pumping in 2023 and 2024, which was meme coins, right? You saw a lot of meme coins move down, while a lot of these utility coins like XRP, Cardano, Chainlink, HBAR, Curve, Aave, a lot of these utility altcoins, Litecoin, I could go on forever, outperform Bitcoin, okay? And it was on the exact date right here in early November where Trump won the election that you saw that shift. And what I want to point out here is it was also on that, if you don't believe that charts work, guys, the reversal point was at the exact ratio of this 0.04 level. That was the bottom over here in December 2020, also for XRP plus Cardano plus Chainlink plus XLM divided by Bitcoin at the exact same point. And we don't have the full data here, but I'm sure that this was some type of major low over here in 2017. Fortunately, this only has the data up to November 2017. But you can see relative to the same points of the lows. Now, what do you notice that is different, right? Couldn't we say without a fact that something else has changed on this chart? Well, for the first time since 2018, where we saw a rejection over here in January 2018, we saw a rejection right here in August of 2020 or 2021, September 2022, July 2023, a lot of the major altcoin tops forming this downtrend. But for the first time in November, shortly after Trump won the election, you saw this chart break out of that downtrend for the first time, actually making a new higher high from January 2023 for the first time, in history of this XRP plus Cardano plus Chainlink plus XLM divided by Bitcoin. Now, we're only using these altcoins because they have been outperformers. And the reason I use these is because I expect these to continue to be outperformers. So if we just look at this chart and how I'm looking at this, okay, is one of two things. Could we see this chart just go up to 2021 highs? Absolutely. But I'm looking at this as a giant range, okay? And almost like a giant Wyckoff, okay? Where you have two lows, you come back and make that third low, okay? And at this point, everyone gives up on altcoins. Everyone gives up on utility coins. And as soon as you get that spring phase, okay? And I'm looking at this as a giant range. And I kind of combine this as I go back over here to the total market cap chart, and I look at this and say, okay, we get this to that 10 trillion point up here at the 4236 Fibonacci, up here at this giant rising wedge, which is eventually a bearish pattern, guys. How do we get there? Is it only Bitcoin doing a 4x, right? Bitcoin going to 300K and altcoins doing nothing? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be the case. Simply because in 2021, we had an altcoin run at the last part of the cycle. And also 2017, we had an altcoin run at the last part of the cycle. That's really what made that last kind of big push up. So I look at this and I also combine with the charts and not just, previous patterns, but we can say without a doubt that for the first time here in late November, we saw this XRP plus Cardano plus Chainlink plus XLM chart break out for the first time. And we can without a doubt say that our next two targets for this chart, as you can see, guys, there's no weakness. Throughout this pullback, we've seen XRP, Cardano, Chainlink, and XLM actually hold their value perfectly well against Bitcoin here. We've actually seen it hold perfectly well. The next targets, without a doubt, in my mind, for these utility coins, and we can add on a few different ones, but is that 0.19, which is the 2021 highs, 2020 and 2021 highs right here. Okay, just get rid of some of these arrows so you guys can see a little bit better. These 2020 and 2021 highs. And then after that, that 0.07 point, which is that 2017 high. Okay. Now, if it just gets to that 2021 high, that's a 2x against Bitcoin. I don't believe it's going to stop there. I believe that this will get back up to this ratio high. And these coins, right? XRP, Cardano, Chainlink, XLM, HBAR, Curve, Aave, go down the list, Ondo. These coins that have quote unquote utility will be the things that get really everyone pumped and what will cause the biggest bear market in crypto history. seeing these utility coins, which I do believe some of these will have utility in the future. I'm a big believer in Chainlink. I'm a big believer in tokenizing assets. I'm a big believer in Ondo. But is it too early for that? That is the question. And will the simple belief of that, right, of the pro-crypto administration coming in, of the SEC dropping all these cases with, the USA cryptos getting the spotlight for the first time in crypto history, will the hype and the speculation of that cause this total market cap move up to the upside, where everyone believes crypto will change the world, because now it is not only Bitcoin that is moving up and causing the crypto market to move up, but it's the altcoin market that is also moving up with Bitcoin and actually outperforming Bitcoin, that gets everyone to say, holy crap, crypto will change the world, before Uncle Ben, Sam, your cousin down the street, buys at the highs again at the 4236 Fibonacci, just like they bought at the highs at the 4236 Fibonacci over here in 2021 before that implosion of the crypto market. That's what I believe we're setting up here for, guys. And I think this chart perfectly encapsulates that, where you can see the Trump win marked a major shift in the market. And throughout this pullback, you've seen many altcoins get absolutely obliterated, but you've actually seen XRP, ADA, Link, XLM at least hold their relative value against BTC. At least the major high cap altcoins, utility coins, strong coins since the Trump election hold their value against Bitcoin. And I believe that's going to continue to be the case. And it all ties into the combination of the strength and the breakout, really an 8-year breakout of this chart. Stablecoin dominance getting that move back down at the major resistance of 7 to 8%, back down, forming that major Wyckoff accumulation before the bigger move up, the inverse of what I expect over here on the total market cap chart. We got still a lot of crazy things going on in this market, guys, right? And I know it doesn't seem like it right now. I know the market seems very, very boring. But I've been around the space long enough to know that the most boring times lead to the biggest moves in the crypto space. And when you're at these major pivotal points, like the 50-week moving average on total market cap, like the 50-week moving average over here on Bitcoin, and you're kind of just sitting there, time capitulating people out of the market at such a pivotal crypto point, these are the points where the most money is made or the most money is lost. But I choose to believe to stick to the charts. And the charts tell me, and I've said this many, many times, that as long as Bitcoin holds the 50-week moving average band on a weekly close, I remain a bull. And I remain to look at my main case, which is Bitcoin coming up and making a new high, which is total market cap going for that 4236 Fibonacci, which gets everyone to believe that crypto will change the world. Because right now you look around, does anyone believe that? Does anyone hyped? Is anyone euphoric in this market? Absolutely not. What will get people euphoric? The altcoins outperforming Bitcoin up to range highs. What will get people euphoric in the market? Stablecoin dominance coming to make a new low. That's what will get people euphoric in this market. What will get people euphoric in this market? Ethereum going to 3K. It's a little bit of a joke. It's a little bit of a joke. Not really a joke. It's not really a joke. I had to throw the Ethereum joke in there, guys. If you like that joke, let me know in the comment section below. I had to throw the Ethereum 3K joke in there. But I'm not even going to look at individual altcoin charts, guys. We're going to stick to the total market cap chart. We're going to stick to the stablecoin dominance chart. We're going to stick to the Bitcoin chart. And we're going to stick to the Bitcoin ratio charts to help us better understand where we can believe that this market's going, what coins will outperform BTC, because not all of them will. Your altcoin may suck against Bitcoin. Focus on what has been strong since Trump won the election. Focus on what has broken out. And I think you're going to be very, very successful in this year of 2025. All right, my guys. So strap in there. What will invalidate all of this to me, right? Because there's always an invalidation point, is once again, Bitcoin weekly close below the 50-week moving average band, which historically meant the bear market has officially started. Well, not officially started, but has confirmed a bear market in every single previous point. But as of right now, we have bounced away from that 50 moving average band exactly as expected. And I'm expecting Bitcoin to once again follow this global liquidity up to new highs up until about the middle to end of May. So let's get it, guys. All right. So if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you smack up the likes. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay. We're going to be coming out with many, many more interesting, informative videos and looking at where this market could go. And I think how there's a wonderful opportunity out there in the crypto market right now to get many, many things super, super low without even looking at individual altcoin charts. All right. So I'm out of here, my guys. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. It's been your boy, Jordan Cameron. Catch you in the next one. Peace.